Hello everyone, I hope to find you well. So let's get one more episode started. I hope you're all doing well. So today I can already hear the output of the music. So hopefully I am able to control it. Even so it's my first time doing it, so please let me know if is it too loud or not. Say hi in the chat. Feel free to ask questions. I'll be happy to help. And yeah, that's it. Going to start and share my screen. Okay, let's do that. Let's go. Here we go. So, if you haven't been following along, this is new to you, but of course, this episode should be self explanatory by itself, but you should follow the content in the channel so you can start from scratch. Even you can start from zero, Docker wise, all the concepts. If you are ready to put this to production, to learn how to do this, how to do the next steps, jump on in. So until today, in the last episode, we deployed a application with traffic with SSL for port 80 and 6000. No, I mean, before we were serving in these ports, and then after we set traffic, all the traffic was set to 443 with auto SSL. And until then we had a container that inside the main process, because each container is one process, and this one process was supervisor. And what supervisor does is that under the hood it will start other applications, and as much as this might be just enough for the simple use case, maybe there are other cases that we want to separate responsibilities per container. So this is the setup we are looking for today, and what we will do is to convert the last seen scheme into this one. So if this is the VPS, if this outer square is the VPS, then this Laravel application will be done by 3 or even more containers. So there will be one container for FPM at green, one container for Nginx. They will speak with each other through TCP traffic, and there will also be one or more workers. Each worker has its container, and also there is cron running, and this will be the PHP running containers, right? After that, we will not touch it for today because they are finished, but we'll also have Redis running and Sockety for the WebSockets, and MySQL is already running. In our setup is not in a different server, as it should be to separate persistence from the application. I think it's logical to do that. Well, but today we'll focus exactly on the Laravel application that I'll show you again. It stopped being just one container with a multitude of services, and it will now be a multitude of containers, one per service. Yeah, that's it. So that's what we're going to do. Let's jump in. So I will bring back our project. I don't remember if it's running or not still in the cloud. Let's see what happens. Let me check. Oh, and yes, it's still running. I've forgot to put it up or to delete, or maybe I'm not even deleting until the end of the season. So going to check, because I don't remember the domain. I think I'm likely going to remind, but as of now I'm still not reminding. So let me bring back previous episodes. So we have done this episode. So multiple applications with auto SSL certificates and traffic, and this is done. But this Laravel application has been done with a more naive, or very simple approach, which is supervisor. So right now, so that we'll deploy, or before this step, we are going to Docker production with one container per service. Well, they can scale, right? But we are stop using supervisor. Yeah, that's it. It's more explanatory, I would say. Okay, so enough said. Let's go and check the repo. Whoop. Okay, so not the repo, I meant I want to go up into the server, going in. So if you remember, we have the Forge user. Inside we have apps folder, which has the Inspire, which is the project we are running, and DC. Whenever I write DC, if it's still, yeah, it's an alias for Docker Compose. Okay, so if I'm gonna say Docker PS or DC PS, oh right, so I need to run, I need to provide what compose file to run. As you remember, the default file naming would be docker compose dot whoop, sorry, I was thinking it was another function. So docker compose dot YAML. So if there would be a docker compose dot YAML file, Docker would use that, and also the docker compose dot override. Since we don't have that, we have to specify which one we want. And from last episode, we have used docker compose dot demo. We can check that by checking our history. And well, this is right now it's running prod because I've already tried it. I've already done some stuff to it before this demo. So I could start stuff earlier, but we've done up with demo. Let me check. Yeah, so if we go into our container, so doc or this, it's the Inspire service, like, right? So docker compose config, docker compose, yeah, not even needed. I'll go into the container fe d1. So let's docker exec minus interactive tty, and let's run in the container fed1 the command bash, and we are in right now inside the container which is running the service, and I'm gonna do ps minus aux, and we can be now sure we are running supervisor, so we are running the demo we are running on the demo configuration file, the one on the left in the scheme, and we'll stop doing that right now. So cool. I've changed this since then. I did, so let me check demo file. Did I put well, not this, so let me check what's going on here. Yeah, there's still supervisor. Yeah, I've changed that. Let me also check what I've changed. So this Docker Compose, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's the, okay, yeah, okay. So this Docker Compose is where I've made the changes because it's git ignored, and we're going to start right now. Okay, cool. So let's rename this thing to be clear with before. So this docker compose.demo should point into, well, it's not exactly a demo, but is it's a basic configuration. And you can use just that for sure if it's just a small thing. So let's rename it to basic. Let's keep it basic naming in the project, and that's it. So I shall rename this Docker Compose into basic, and let's use the basic folder, right? So let's change it also here to basic. And yeah, that's it. So I've been ahead of time and made a few changes, and we are going through them right now. So what is study production? It's the preparation I've done for today. Hey Ivo, glad you joined. Just now I've seen. So yeah, 1 minute ago. Thank you, Ivo. So Ivo is saying, hey João, good stuff to watch. I hope everyone thinks the same. We'll be watching you on the second screen as I'm coding some stuff as well. Well, happy coding, Ivo. I hope you enjoy. So, out of curiosity, what is the Inspire service for? So, Ivo, the Inspire service is a Laravel application which is already running in production. I think you've seen running it inside this container, and if my memory doesn't fail, there was someone saying a name in the last live, just a random name, so I could generate a certificate SSL with that domain. So let's check what that name is. So I'm gonna run docker compose config, and yeah, docker compose with the .demo YAML file, right? I'm gonna run config, whoop, docker compose minus -f with this configuration. Let's run config. So let's check what's the domain is running at. So the service Inspire, where is that? Where is that domain? Did I delete the server? Because yes, maybe. Sorry, Evo. Let me check something if traffic is running. And no, it is. Yes, it is running. So Inspire should have. Let me check. I will check on the Namecheap account. I think it was something Viva. Someone gave a name from the audience for the subdomain. So let's run it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. One-time password, just a moment. Okay, in a second. So yeah, I used one of my many domains that I have stopped. Yeah, so it's GoViva. So under a domain name, pagely.cc, that I just bought before knowing that it was a brand already. Well, it's just one more domain to the collection. And I've set up goviva.pagely.cc to run this application. I will show you right now. goviva.pagely.cc, and it's running already. So you can find it running already. This was the application that I've done when I was giving a talk in PHP Lisbon, this meetup, exactly this edition. And what did I do? I prepared a quiz with a favorite beer for the audience to vote, because in the Telegram group there was some discussion about beers, and I needed to just do a project about something. So I prepared this Laravel application with a front end in Vue. It's an Inertia application, and it has WebSockets provided by Socketti. So let's vote for Brahma, and if all goes well, if you will notice, right now Brahma is at this level, and if I were to vote again, after 3 seconds I have to wait, it just automatically updated, right? There's a lot going on. You can check in the previous episode. It's a very naive implementation. It's a slow one. It's not an optimistic one. It's a conservative. So this is the application that we are running. And maybe you didn't join from the beginning. I'll just... Oh, you also like Inertia. Cool. So what happened? This application is running inside one container, which has supervisor as the main process, and then several sub-processes, right, under supervisor. And this is good for a basic low traffic, just for many projects, right? This is plenty, this is enough. And it's all already done and in the GitHub repo. But today we are going to separate it so that each service will have its own container. Even multiple workers will be multiple containers, and also cron. So this is the setup we will finish today. Oh, you also love Inertia. So no, I didn't configure SSR, but it's pretty straightforward right now. So that's something we can do also. Okay, so it's very easy to do that now with Docker. I mean, with the pipeline, we can just add a line and get it working. Okay, so also Richard is joining. Hello, Richard. I hope you enjoy your stay. Okay, cool. Yeah, also love inertia. Vue in general. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so our Docker folder has the basic files to do, and I've been preparing before, and I think I should delete this prod because, well, this, yeah, let's delete this. Let's pretend it's not here. Let me check before going through. So yeah, this is essentially the same, just without the labels, right? Oh no, it's the prod from the last episode, right? Yeah, we added Inspire traffic host, so that's where the environment variable should live. Yeah, dashboard, yeah, Inspire traffic host, GoViva. The Socketti is running under WS GoViva, and dashboard is running on this one. I hope, well, find the latest episode if you want to see what went around here, all this setup. Today we will dive into separating into different containers, into dedicated containers. Cool. So we'll convert this last production. Let's see what's going on live right now in this moment from last episode. We are building an image from the production folder Docker file, so it's the same like here, and basically it's running a pretty standard Laravel application just with supervisor, and also cron should be installed. Where is that? Yeah, so it's running cron and nginx under supervisor, right? And it's serving both static assets and also can run cron, can run workers, and that's it. So Ivo is commenting something. Interesting usage of traffic. I have only been using it for self-hosted projects in a small local VM I have, but it is a really nice piece of software. Yeah, and I would agree totally. I think I will dedicate an episode just for the different configuration, because I think the Docker provider configuration, where we just add labels to containers and it configures just with that, right, can be a little bit overwhelming or just opaque to some people. So I think I will also make one configuration not using labels, just files. So any reason for not using Alpine? Another comment, as it should produce a smaller image size. Well, yeah, there is a reason. I am familiar with the Ubuntu workflow, all the commands, everything. So it's what I use as a default. This image starts at 35 megabytes versus 5 of Alpine. So I'm curious to see how would be an Alpine setting up with everything when it's finished after all the services. If it would be much smaller. I mean, for sure it will be smaller, but the price I would pay to learn more stuff, more commands, in my case it just doesn't pay off. What I'm doing in Ubuntu image, I mean in the Docker file, in the build, I build the assets in node container, right? It's a multi-stage. So then after that, I take that output, deleting node modules locally, and after that I install PHP dependencies. So lots of space is spared if you don't install these in the deployed image. And even so, this is based on Sail, so it even has client for PostgreSQL and MySQL, and I don't know how to make it much slimmer. I don't know, but it's something we can for sure discuss. So he was saying seems good. In reality, it doesn't change much. It is merely a swap for apt-get install for a apk add. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know what happened before? Well, right now I discovered something more. Something else, I mean. Whoop. For instance, in the past, I will show you github.com/Laravel Portugal. The website. Yeah. For example, in this project, we are running. Where's the Docker file? Maybe in the root it was different. Yeah. Where's the Docker file? Here it is. So we are running Chromium. Where is that? Chromium. Yeah, here. Puppeteer for browser shot. It's the package to take screenshots of stuff, to generate PDFs or images of websites and so on. So, for example, this is something I would feel comfortable installing in this container. Right now, I also found there's a browserless image that Puppeteer connects through WebSockets, and it does the same job, right, with this image. But I would ask, if I had to install something like this, like I'm used to do in a normal VPS, would that be easy with the Alpine images? What's your experience, Ivo? Besides that, it should be pretty similar, if not equal. Yeah, that's about right. That's from my experience. I try to keep it simple. I mean, if I would feel the need to make it as slim as possible because I were doing Kubernetes or something like that, yeah, so it would make sense. But if I would need that, that would be a different case because I'm not using it. So yeah, I don't feel that need. So Ivo also agrees, multi-stage is amazing. Yeah, Ivo used to use Debian distros for Docker files, but Alpine works quite seamlessly. Yeah, why not? I have to try it someday. Okay, so getting back. Sure. So this docker compose.prod, actually it will stay in the production folder because right now we will change it to production, but this production was a copy from the previous folder running in a single container, and we've made some changes, or I've made some changes in the background while offline, and we are going through them right now. So what were those changes? Oh, before seeing the changes, let's see what else is happening in today's setup. So we have this Docker file to build the Inspire service. We are giving that name. It's a restart always. And we are mapping an environment file. So we're not putting it inside the container. We will map it in the server. We'll map some folders to storage, uploads and so on, and logs from Laravel. We are adding this container to a web network, and we are putting some labels that allow to define configurations for traffic. Check previous episode, please, to find out in details. We are running MySQL with a volume for persistence, pretty standard. Web network, Redis, we don't need anything fancy. Also, MySQL is not it's also not um, exposing a port to the outside world, right? All running inside the private network, private Docker network. Same with Redis. Sockety is also not hosting, in fact, no container at all is exposing a port. It's traffic that is exposing the ports, and through these labels it will route the traffic to this service in this port. Yeah, so that's it. So there's also traffic running and all that configuration needed to run. So yeah, let's change this to multi-container. So we can see some changes. They happened in Dockerfile. Let's see what changed. So we removed supervisor. We don't need it anymore. And there was a slight change because I added the study prefix, not to mix the stuff, but we will delete. So everything is the same with Nginx, with PHP. I'm guessing with cron is the same, yeah, just like before. So we are removing the supervisor configuration. We also don't need that anymore. So we are deleting that file. So project file ownerships and permissions, they keep the same to work in pair with production. And also we added something more. This will run as Forge user. This acts as documentation. We are instructing Docker that this container is running services in these two ports, and it's running in two ports. And why is that? Because this container might run as Nginx or might run as FPM, PHP FPM. So depending on that, it will expose a different port. And we will see when we will run Docker PS, we'll see that in the ports mapping section, for instance, we can see Inspire was built only with 80 before, right? Expose 80, that will be, yeah. So before it was expose 80. So this is why Docker is telling us, hey, this container listens in port 80. We are not mapping anything to it, like we are here, mapping any traffic from any host into port 80 of that container, in the 80 of the outside world. But it's saying, hey, I exposed something in 80. So it's what this line does. And we created a new file, start container, which is a bash file. We'll see that in a moment. And it's the entry point. The entry point is the entry point, as the word says, it's the beginning of the program, right? So when we start the container, we go into this, we will run the program here in this starting point, and any commands that we instruct will be added after the start container if we add more arguments in the command section. Okay, we have Ruben Murim. Hello, welcome. Só é pena ser Laravel. Keep it going, friend. Well, thank you, Ruben. Let me know what's your framework of choice or language of choice, but in fact, I really do love Laravel, but it doesn't matter, right? It's just a tool. I also love others, and I can see most likely you are here because of Docker, right? But let me know what's your framework or language of choice. Maybe we can do stuff with that. I'm not doing only Laravel, right? So, and I enjoy pretty much more technologies. Thank you for the inspiration. So .NET and Node.js. Yes, I'm just joking, Ruben says. Yeah, I know the feeling. Well, I have a container running .NET Core in an Ubuntu running with a DLL of some Portuguese software. It's called PHC. Maybe you know it. So I need stuff from that DLL, and I'm running it in a Sidekick application and to that software, and I need to run .NET code, and I do it right. And Node.js, yeah, of course, I love Node. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's get back. Start container. Yeah, let's go one by one. So from the top, we also changed something in Nginx default configuration. And what was that? It was that right now, any files, PHP, are having to be passed, not like before, because PHP was interpreted by FPM, of course, but it connected to FPM through a Unix socket, which is referenced as a file, and here's the instruction. But now we are using TCP connection, so we are declaring when to interpret these files, pass it to FPM :9000 means when Nginx will receive a request, it will come into the machine through port 443, it will go to traffic, then for traffic it will go to Nginx, and because it's not a static file that is served by Nginx, needs to go to FPM to be interpreted. So instead of going through a file, because now they are on different containers, right? It will connect to a different container on port 9000. Okay? And why is it called FPM? Because in the Docker Compose, the name of the service is FPM. So this will be the host name in the private network. So yeah, this is why this line we had to change. Also in www.conf we made a change in the offline, while offline, and I instructed FPM to listen on port 9000 because, well, I didn't comment this, I should have. Even so, it did an override, right? So yeah, silly me, but of course I can even delete this line because we're not using it anymore. But yeah, I will leave the default file, the default that was before, just commented, and I'll instruct to run import 9000. So that's why this 9000. Okay, what's more? Start container. So let me check status. We've been renamed. We changed the folder name. Yeah, so Docker file we've seen, www.conf, Nginx default, it's here, Docker file, yep, supervisor D we deleted, so yeah, we got it all covered. And what's in start container? Instead of having the command to run in the Docker Compose, we'll just leave it to start container file, remember, from Docker file. Yeah, if nothing is said, run start container. So we'll go to this file, and it's a bash file, but it's a bash file, it's a special project, you can go and check it out. Thank you, Adrian, for your script. It's very easy to put instructions to run, very similar to a composer scripts or a package JSON with scripts, but it's bash instead of Node or PHP running. Cool. So we name a function, and what this does is it will run our function with providing all the parameters. um, it will run all to provide the arguments we have provided, and if we didn't provide any arguments, it will run default. So default in turn will run help. Help will output the available functions. So let's run start container. It's not there, but there's also a task file which is the same structure. So here I can see what commands inside, similar to artisan command. Cool. So if nothing is said, it will run this. But if I were to run start container web server, it would run this command. So basically the supervisor services were moved into this declaration, right? If I want to run web server, I'm gonna run this command, and this will be the command running in Docker process ID number 1 in the container. So it's the process that must be healthy for the container to be alive. Yeah, that's it. And now let's repeat this for every service of supervisor. So the worker will run this command, FPM will run this command, which is configured not to demonize, right, in somewhere in the configuration. Check previous episodes. And well, there's a still didn't take care of cron. Here it is. I left this preparation in middle. It's still not complete, but pretty advanced right now. So it's also running cron -F to be in the foreground, not to be detached, because as you remember, Docker has to have the process running in the foreground. If you detach a command in a container, it will stop and stop the container if the process stops. So yeah, these are some changes that we've done. So let's look into the big thing now. How did we do the Docker Compose in the offline, when what I did in the offline that we will introduce now. I'm thinking if I should do it, put this in another screen and bring the changes, or I'm just going to bring it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll do just that. So our compose.prod we've seen 5 minutes ago. It has these services. So yeah, traffic will do the routing, WebSockets with Sockety, Redis for queues and cache, MySQL for database of course, and we add Inspire. And Inspire is the name of the application. It's available open source. I still have to organize everything, but of course in the end of maybe a couple more episodes I will be ready to organize everything, put timestamps in the videos and blog posts and whatnot. So what's happening here? We'll make a great change. So this Inspire service, let's remove it from services. Okay, and let's put it outside services. What? Yeah, let's do that. And what will we do next? We will instruct Docker, hey, you don't know what this is, but don't worry, you don't have to worry about this. And how can we do that? We will start with x dash. This means that, I don't know, yeah, whoop. We will start with x dash, the name of the service, and this means that, I was just checking for indentation, so let's check that this works, that Docker will not complain. I will leave the VPS get back into local computer and let's run docker compose -f docker compose.prod.yaml, the file that we are editing, right? And config. And sure enough, it didn't complain, and that's it. I'm not sure, but I think if this was not to exist, it would complain right immediately. Yeah. So this property inspire is not allowed. I don't know what you want. So yeah. And why are we doing this? Because we'll take advantage of a YAML or YAML feature that is called a pointer. I mean, I don't know if it's called a pointer. I just name it like that. It's a reference pointer kind of stuff, you know, programming and memory allocation, most likely. If not, it's just something to avoid several copy pastes. So instead of copy pasting these 4 times, I will make something I can use and repeat these 4 times, just typing once, okay? And I will put in front of the object declaration this symbol. Sorry, I don't know the name in English. Ampersand? I don't remember, sorry. It's the something we see in Company and Friends, that end commercial. So, and I will call it base Laravel up. And what is this? It's a pointer I will use multiple times, and it's something I will use to run. Oh, Ivo is confirming ampersand, he believes. So yeah, thank you, Ivo. I was thinking ampersand, yeah, something like that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so using this, I can now reference base Laravel up, and where I will reference that, all of these will take place. So we're going to use that so that we can make a FPM, Nginx, worker, or more workers, and cron containers, and declare all these containers using the same base, because it's essentially what we're doing. We are using the same image to build a multitude of functions. Web server, FPM, worker, cron, all under one Docker file and of course under one image or service. So yeah, let's see how we could do that. So we have xinspire, and we will now redeclare the inspire service as before, inspire. And right now we will use this notation, left hand signal, the less than signal, colon, and star, and base Laravel up. You see, even IDE is making the autocomplete. I didn't know this for lots of years, but YAML has this function, so for many years I've been using Docker, not aware of this. And yeah, I hope if you don't know it, you learn something. If you are just starting, yeah, we can do this in YAML. And it's native YAML, it's not a thing of Docker. So what is of Docker is this convention x dash. It's nothing related to, for YAML, this is just a name, a string. Now this is a special from YAML. Yeah, we can use references and pointer. So what we have here right now, it's exactly the same as before. We have the inspire service, which is using all this configuration. And what we're going to do is to bring the specific to the web server thing. So labels, it's related to the web server only container, so I'll bring it to inspire. Okay. What's more, build is the same for all containers, for every container, also image, also the restart policy, also volumes, and also networks. So yeah, I think we will make more containers with all this configuration, and we just tweak a little something. Okay, so before labels, I want to say the command we're running, it's going to be web server. I will use the other notation for array, It seems more, I don't know. It's a command, so we could put it in the form of an array, like for example with traffic, when they are so many. Each of these, it's an argument, right, to the command after the entry point of traffic. But in our case, we just use one or two simple words. So I will use this notation. You can do an array in YAML as you wish. So yeah, that's it. Web server will be added to after entry point. So the command for this container will be start container and web server in front of it. Yeah, that's what it means. Okay, what's more, let me check. We could, yeah, I think that's it. So this is docker compose.prod that is running today live, and that's it. Let's put it to work like this. So let's put it live again and see if we have everything working. Moment of truth. How much time we are in? 55 minutes. So let's go. Let me check our task file. Did I leave something here? So this is the, yeah, still docker compose. So no. I've been doing with git pull, right? Yeah, not a private repository, so it's pretty simple. I will just git add commit and start docker deploy Laravel for production video, right? So I'm gonna push, right? I'm gonna open below a tab or a split pane for the production, and I'm gonna go inside, select the right user, apps, Inspire, and yeah. So let's run git pull, and now I need to run prod compose. So dc-f docker compose.prod YAML up -d to detach, and -- build. I want to build before bringing this thing up, and I want to remove orphans if we dropped something, but I don't think so. You can check these comments from previous episodes. And yeah, I want to build, remove orphans, and I'm most likely sure, but I would just want to be explicit. Let's force recreate, so any container of the they will be recreated again. This will make MySQL to recreate and remount on the same volume, so also the other ones. But I'm pretty sure if we build, if any container is need to build, it will renew, right? So I don't remember from the top of my head, so let's see what happens. We never built this, so we are not taking advantages of caches, because right now we removed supervisor, remember? There's the place where supervisor was. So the layer is different, Docker is rebuilding. So let's give it a minute, maybe less. So it already built JavaScript or not? Oh, no, it's still building Linux. Yeah, there's our steps. Okay, and yeah, we've seen recreating Inspire. I don't know if you saw, but you can go back in the video and you will see that Inspire, because it was rebuilt, it was recreated, the container, and that way all these others were not touched. So let's see if all is still working. So it was Go Viva, and well, it's not running. So what happened? So let's run docker ps and Inspire latest is restarting, so there's an issue with this. So docker compose logs dash follow. So what's happening? So this is not good. Let me check. Let's go into our dashboard. Go Viva dashboard. Nope. What was the name? What was that? Dashboard dash Go Viva. Oh, so 50-50 chance I got it wrong, of course. Dashboard dash Go Viva. So let me check. Of course, something had to go wrong. So dashboard dash Go Viva dot page. Oh, right. Now I remember. We have to uncomment the stuff if we want to turn on dashboard. Not insecure dashboard allowed, not in the port, so it has to go through traffic, and through traffic it will also run over the middleware. So let's change that. Let's turn on traffic dashboard. Let's push. Let's git pull. Let's up again. Don't need to build it. I want to attach the output also. I want to see it. So it's recreating traffic because we changed the configuration. So Inspire traffic. Service Inspire, unable to find the IP address for the container. Inspire 1. Unable to find the IP address for the container Inspire. Oh, it's traffic. Never mind. Yeah. So traffic could not find Inspire. Okay, so I think it's a different problem. So I'm refreshing now. I want to remind, now we have the traffic enabled. I want to stop this and I want to try to remember the password. So I want to, where's the file? Oh, debugging live. Right, amazing. Okay, so docker compose.prod, where's the traffic file? Traffic.auth. So traffic.auth, yeah, it's user forge, and if all went well, okay, so I think I got the password right. What went wrong? Not sure. So I will uncomment for port 8080. I will allow it insecurely. So traffic debug. I'm gonna go git push. I'm gonna go git pull in the server. Let's bring it up again. I stopped it because I did /up and stop, right? I didn't detach, so silly me. I'm gonna refresh and of course we are in. So everything is successfully traffic wise. So, oh, but of course there's no Inspire. We have the WebSocket server and the dashboard. Right. but we don't have Inspire because it stopped. So Docker container, logs, Docker compose, I mean, logs, Docker compose dash file, Docker compose, right? Logs, can I specify the service? I can. Inspire. So, host not found in upstream, FPM. Oh, sorry guys, how could this work? So sorry. Hey, we wanted this application to work just with Nginx, so I was out of my place, right? So we need to do also the service for FPM. So what, of course, PHP needs something to interpret the PHP itself, so Nginx will not do that, so we need to do something else running through FPM, and we're gonna do just that, and we will add the FPM command, and if you remember well, we go in Dockerfile, start container, and then FPM, and what that will do, it will run FPM 8.1. So that's what's going to happen. So with a little bit of luck, this is what we were needing. So let's add FPM service. Oh, also let's make the Inspire service depend on FPM, so that only when Inspire FPM, only after Inspire FPM we will bring up Inspire, right? Okay, so let's git pull, that's cool, and let's bring that up again. So what happened? We didn't see Inspire FPM. Git pull, already up to date. Did we git push? We did not. So let's git push. Git pull. Yeah, now we have updates. Let's up and detach. And now we see we have an extra service that has just started, right? So let's check our website again. And still not working. Let me see. Okay, let's see what's the problem now. So logs Inspire. Host not found in upstream FPM. Oh, right. Because I called to the service Inspire FPM. Yeah, I want to call it just FPM. I was deciding this before, but then I would have to call Inspire FPM also inside the Nginx conf, right? Because no, the default website. Yeah, this FPM word, it means it's the host name. So what I also could do is call the service Inspire FPM, maybe to be more explicit, Inspire. Maybe there are multiple services of FPM in the same server and you don't want to mix those, but even so, Docker Compose prefix would not allow to mix it up, but we'll explicitly define hostname FPM. That's it. So like this configuration will also still be valid, and we have to use FPM as a host name, not Inspire-FPM. And I think we could also use extra hosts. Not really sure. So we could use Inspire and also FPM. Well, but also FPM would not be usable in a multi-VPS thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not really a fan of having to change this file. not a huge fan of that. But also there's Docker Compose prefix, so it's FPM in that network from Docker Compose. Other one would not be. So yeah, I'm gonna be specific because this Nginx default is for Inspire. So yeah, it has to know that is for Inspire. Yeah, I'm happy with that for now. So let's go. FPM service, still we're doing that. And let's git push from local. Let's git pull, right? And let's again bring it up, detach. So things have changed, and with a little bit of luck, up -d -force recreate. Oh no, we have to build because the nginx file is different now. Remember? So yeah, we have to copy that again. So let's build. We have to bring it up, but build it before. That's it. Because we need that copy to happen again. This copy, this one, right? And it's done already. So with a little bit of luck, yeah, it was brought up. And now we have a new router just came in, whoop, and it stopped. So let's check logs again. Host not found in upstream, Inspire FPM. Whoa, but now let me check. Inspire FPM should be the upstream. All containers are in network web. What happened? Okay, let's be patient and yeah, let's go check it out. Inspire. Host not found in upstream. Which containers are running? Yeah, so they're all also always restarting, right? How can I finish this? How can this service? So Docker Compose config. Let me double check. Inspire as the network web. Inspire FPM also is on the network web. So today is not a perfect day to be making it much longer, so I'll try to debug a little, and if not, let's close it in around 5 minutes. And of course we'll continue next week. I think Monday will be a good day. Yeah, that's it. What can be going on? Inspire FPM. I'm gonna go with my gut feeling. I'm not sure. Let's use the host name FPM. It makes no sense to me, but in the example I've done before is using that. I don't know why removing a dash would make it work, but I'm just gonna go with it. So don't need to rebuild. Just 2 up minus D. Let's force a recreate. Yeah, there's no reason why. Only with that would bring it up again. So I wanna see logs in Spire. Host not found. Oh, it's still looking for the other name. I do need to build. I guess you were screaming at home with me. Well, not exactly now, no one, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Well, if it doesn't work, I'm really sorry guys, but I'll have to finish for today. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happened. Logs in Spire is not found in upstream FPM. How? So Docker PS traffic. I need to run. Okay, 3C6. Can I run Docker? So I want to run in Inspire. I want to exec Inspire bash. Will it allow? Yeah. It cannot be restarting, so I cannot run it. I cannot go inside. I wanted to go inside to check Docker compile, to check network configuration. Inspire. Hey Ivo, welcome again. Had to leave a bit, but I'm back. What are we doing now? Well, I'm having an issue because the service Inspire. Did you see the thing about the YAML separation? Let me know if you caught from there. If you still catch it before. If you still caught it before. Well, if not, I also, yes, I think the delay in the communication, it will be faster if I explain again. We can use in Docker, if you use x-name, it will ignore that thing, it will let it be there. Yeah, so we use this reference. Docker will ignore it, and the YAML native thing will allow to use that reference. So I redeclared now Inspire using the pointer to all of these configurations, and I'm running web server, meaning it will run start container and then web server. It depends on the other service. Yeah, that's nice, thank you. Not this file, start container. So yeah, the web server will run this command, and it will be running nginx as process ID number 1, fpm, the worker, and the cron. So maybe it's I'm tired, so pair programming will do it better. This container is declared with those stuff, also the labels, right? And Inspire FPM is the FPM, of course. Same base definition from the pointer thing. And the issue now is that Inspire container is not able to find Inspire FPM in the network. Right? Nginx default defines FPM 9000 as the proxy pass, and it's declared the host name for the service, and right now it cannot reach it. This service cannot reach this service, so yeah, not good. So Inspire logs. User directive makes sense only if the master process is running with a super user privilege. Okay, so we'll take care of that later. Right now, host is not found. It's just a warning. Host not found. Host not found in upstream FPM. So yeah, Evo is asking if we can reach the container with that declaration. Also, we couldn't. I've done this later. I mean, we would delete this, and Inspire FPM would be the name. The service name is the host name. So I would also change it here, right? And yeah, that's it. Let me find something. Is the FPM container... Oh, wait. Inspire FPM is quitting, is also restarting. So there's an issue with that also. That's why it's not finding, right? Nice. So let's watch logs, but also from Inspire FPM. Unable to create process ID permission denied. Oh, ouch! I know what's this, right? In this Docker file, we are running everything as Forge, and we cannot, of course. We can only run the worker command as Forge, not to run it as root. Yeah, I deleted this in middle. I shouldn't have. So cron is declaring to run with Forge user. Exactly, so it will not have access to that socket, and it will not be able to run. So I think we just solved it. So I'll rerun Inspire FPM. So yeah, it's sorry. So Inspire FPM, that's the name for the service. The same. And the same here, so it will be the host name inside this Docker Compose network, and if all is well, with a little bit of luck, we'll be finished. So let's git push. We have to take care of the worker. We need to use gozu, like to do the command in naming of other user, but we'll do just that. So we pushed it, we will pull it. So if the build goes well with its own user and runs with the service definition user. Oh, also, yeah, I mean, yes, of course, I can declare the user outside in Compose, right? Yes, I want to use the Forge user to run the worker commands, right? So that the logs and all of that stuff are available from all in the non-privileged user. At least that's how I see it. It should be done. So let's bring it up while building. Yeah. We're pretty close right now. I feel it. So let's push that extra mile. Maybe 10 minutes more will be done. I was thinking I really have to leave, but yeah, now I see it's so close. I will push that a little bit more. Okay, so everything is recreated. Let's watch our traffic container. If all goes well, yeah, there we go. We have a new. Let's go right ahead like crazy. Refresh. And if all goes well, yes, it's working again. I deleted. Don't touch your running system, right? I just deleted that out of nowhere and I shouldn't have done it. So yeah, if I were to Docker PS, everything is running. And right now we have two images of the same thing. Yay! Ivo is throwing confetti. Cool. So we're running two images of Inspire, two containers of the same image. Only this is running web server and this is running FPM. Cool. So yeah, let's check everything is running, but of course it is. Tap to the left, tap to the right. Let's vote for Sagres. It's right in the line over here. Let's vote. Okay. And sure enough. Why sure enough, but it didn't? Yeah, it voted, but it didn't do the real time. Why is that? Let me just check WebSocket connection. Yeah, it's done. Everything is well. Don't know what happened. I know what happened. Why? I know what happened. The worker is not running, so that's why the job of sending the broadcast is not running. So yeah, we'll do that right now. You cannot expect to run it like before if you didn't put it like before, right? Ivo is mentioning next improvement, run E2E end-to-end tests in its own CI service. Yeah, why not? Why not? We have set that up in with Cypress, if I don't believe. I've done that in the past. Also Dusk. And what was I thinking? What do you refer with its own CI service? I was going to tell you about Drone. It's the one I've been curious. Before I've used Jenkins, GitLab, GitHub, Bitbucket, but I'm really curious to check about this Drone. Everything works in Docker. Everything is Docker. So yeah, you can do whatever you want. Check it out. Or have you used it? Did you know it? Let's finish this. Oh, you've used it as well. So cool. Maybe you want to join someday on a live stream and show it working. I've just used it 2 or 3 times and it just works. Yeah, that's how we want things, right? So let's bring up the worker and we'll use the same base image and let's run worker and with the user Forge. Nice. So we don't need to use Gozu. I don't know if it's installed or not. Even so, yeah, we would have to put Gozu. It's the sudo, not sudo, but to do su command, right? To do in name of other user, but for the containers. Yeah, but it's not needed because Docker Compose will add -- user forge to the command before running it, and if all goes well, it will also work. And let's bring back our cron also. we'll have to check that. Let's run cron. So cron is also running. It's already declaring Forge user, so we don't need it. I think we can't even do it because then you will not be able to impersonate the other. So Eva's commenting more. Oh, he has done with AWS integration, I believe, the drone CI and code. If I remember how it used to work, it was some side projects just for learning, but we can go for the challenge of setting it up from scratch. Yeah, that's, for me, it's a done deal. Let's do that. Always fun. For sure. Let's just schedule a date and let's go. Okay, let's run cron as another container. Cool. So if all goes well, we're going to commit and push. We're gonna pull from the server and we're going to bring things up again. Now we don't need to build, also not force recreation. So notice that now we have 1, 2, 3 inspires, 4 inspires, of course. 1, whoops, where's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Worker, cron, FPM, Nginx. That's it. So let's see if they are all up. Most likely Sagres has 1 vote more now. And yeah, everything is up. 25 seconds. Whoop, no. Start container C. C is cron. So let's check what's going on. Logs, inspire, cron. No logs. So, oh yeah, Docker PS. Restarting again, right? Yeah, so we'll see that later. Let me see if the worker is working. Yeah, so the worker is working. So if all went well, we'll be able to see now the live updates. So let's duplicate. Whoop, not pin and pin. We want to duplicate this tab. We're going to bring it to the side. And we want to go to results. And Sagres has this much votes. And let's vote one more. My favorite is Artsanais from Lidl. And if all went well, yeah, if you noticed, it went live update. So let's vote for my preference now. Handmade beer from handcrafted beer from Lidl. It's not from Lidl, it's sold only in this supermarket in Portugal. So there's about 1 vote. Pay attention to the purple mark, and I'm going to vote, and if all went well, yeah, live update. So this means that the worker is already working. So let's do something else now. Say we don't want 1 worker, or we want different workers. Then we were to go into our start container file. Where is that? Yeah. Say you would want a different worker, you add more queues. You would come and say, for instance, worker mail and another worker for, I don't know, HTTP requests. So yeah, you would add --QE, I think it's like that. --QE HTTP if we had set up more than 1 QE, right? So mail or reformat or resize images and conversions and whatnot. So we would need one more service, another more service. But before you do that, if you're thinking to do worker 1, worker 2, if you want multiple workers for the same QE, that's not how we're gonna do it. We'll take advantage of Docker Compose function, which is scale. So let me remind how do we do that. So Docker Compose scale. Let's inspect Docker PS, and what happened? Docker Compose brought up a container worker, right? And you see Inspire, it's the name of the folder where we're running. Inspire worker is the name of the service, and then you see -1, it's an incremental ID. So we'll just make sure, yeah, we want more workers of that. So when we are bringing up a compose file, we will add one argument, -- scale, and the argument will be inspire worker equals 5. So I want this service with 5 containers, and I would want another service with other amount of containers, right? So I will just re-up again, and if all went well, now we see Inspire worker was brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? So if I were to Docker PS, I now have 5 workers. How cool is that, right? And if you, yeah, so this is just 5 processes. If we go to Docker stats, Docker stats, we can see each worker, it's taking around 30 megabytes. So yeah, this is nothing. It's not even giving any trouble, of course. It's one single VPS, and yeah, it's not a problem. It's not like we are having multiple virtual machines. It's nothing like that. It's a container, so it's just a process. So let's quit stats, and we are having troubles with cron. And why is that? We have problems bringing up cron. Let's finish that. So cron is not going well. Why is that? We can go inside some container and run a second process, just like if we were supervisor kind of thing. Let's debug this. So Docker Compose -f prod, and let's run exec, not run exec, let's add exec in the service inspire bash, and we are inside the inspire container, and I'm going to run cron -f to see what's going on, and it shouldn't have any problem. It attached and is running. So what's wrong? What's wrong with cron? Yeah, I think I'm running a little behind on time. Funny enough, we are taking care of cron and we are out of time. So cron file will run as forge that command. Why is it filing? Docker PS. Yeah, inspire latest, it's always restarting. Why? C7, so Docker logs, no logs. Any ideas, Ivo, why this Docker container would not stay up? Let me see, do I have Gozo? Yeah, we do. So I was testing this before and it ran before. I don't know what can be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we were to run Docker Compose Inspire Bash, so Gozo, no, yeah, Gozo, Forge, cron tab -z. Oh, no, this is not cron tab -z from, this is cron tab from root user. And yeah, it's here. No, no logs. If we're saying wasn't following, and of course asking for logs. And nope, no logs. I'm inside the Inspire container. If I were to output logs for that container, it just comes empty. And from before, this was running. Okay, so maybe let's put a command just to debug, right? Or even routes console will be faster. Info inspiring code. Yeah, so this will put to the output. So let's do what? Let's file put into base path file in a file called, I don't know, manual or zz manual.txt, I don't know. And we want to put, instead of put, we can append, right? And we want to append hello, and let's append the time. I think we can do now, right? Format YMD. I don't even need the day, so hour, minute, second. And we'll add hello and the time of run in a ZZ manual file. I want to see it below when I list directories. And yeah, PHP Artisan Inspire. This is a command, and we want to run it. Ivo is asking, does running the command manually does run well? I think so. So let's run Inspire every minute so we can debug this, right? Let me check here. So PHP Artisan Inspire locally. Let me check. ZZ manual, here it is. And yeah, hello and the time. And if I were to run it again, it would append something. Oh, I need to add a end of line, right? Okay, so let's run it again. Whoop. And sure enough, if we run it, we are adding lines. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was running reading another message. So, running command manually. Let's check Evu in the server. So let's git add commit. No, I added zz manual file. So git rm minus cached zz manual file. Nice. So I will delete that. Not even putting it in git ignore, no need for that. So because we'll delete just that. Oh, the commit message is not right anymore. So git pull, and we need to build again, new code, right? So dash build. Let's see what happens. Let's clean some stuff. For example, the traffic we will comment again. We don't want dashboard enabled, and for sure not in debug mode. Not debug mode, but 8080 port mapped and insecure. Debug mode is something else that we could do for extra messaging. Okay, so this is taken care of. Cleaning up. Let's go back into our server. It's recreating services. Nice. Okay. So let's run Inspire Bash. PHP Artisan. Of course, if we were to LL, there's no ZZ file. So if we run PHP Artisan, Inspire, sure enough, we now have a ZZ manual. It's as root, so it's not good. Even so, not a problem. So we are clean, the command works. Let's see if we were to cron -f. If everything goes well, I will open a new session, SSH into the machine, change to Forge user, go into the directory, Inspire, go into the container, so maybe history. Oh, so yeah, 156. Yeah, no, I'm not using the number, I'm just pasting. So I want to run Docker Compose with the file prod. I want to run, I want to exec in the service Inspire, I want to exec bash. So I'm in LL, and sure enough, we have the manual file. So the command is running well. 2047, 8:47 p.m. So that was 20 seconds ago, I guess. Yeah, so in 30 seconds we will see a new line over there. So it should be running well. And let's just double check. So cut ZZ manual, 2047. Let's see the time, 15 seconds. Oh gosh, 2 hours. So the minute has passed. Date, oops, not fate, date, yeah. So if all went well, let's cut. And yeah, we have 2 lines, and the file have the permissions Forge. So yeah, everything should be just fine. This runs well with supervisor. And you see, we run cron -f as root, and everything gets well. So, any ideas, Ivo? Oh, Ivo is not here anymore. Okay, so let's stop this. I'll exit, and most likely I will just finish this and continue in the next episode to close it up. I would be really happy to close right now, but why is it restarting? Oh, Evo is still here. Still, okay, Evo. He's just thinking. So, everything went well. Everything went well. If we go inside another container, which is the same system, if we run cron-f, all goes well. So start container, cron --f. I don't know. Let me check what the internet has to say. Does cron command keeps the container running? No, it does not. That's the problem. That's why it restarts. But if I were to run it, cron-f, in a given already running in another container, yeah, it's attached and it works, and we have seen that just a few minutes ago. Yeah, you were here, right? So it works like this, but not when brought up by Docker. So when running from compose, it will just keep restarting. And no logs from the service. So I'm not knowing what to do. Docker Ubuntu cron. Yeah. How to run cron inside containers. Yeah, it seems like I was already here. CMD cron. So Eve was saying something, add this. I guess he's typing something. He meant, is there anything that keeps the process running? Yeah, the -f. Okay, I can do that. He's saying to tail -f. So it will bring some logs to the cron log. Let's do that. So what's keeping it up is the -f directive, right? So it's but if it will not detach to run this, right? What I think I can do is just use 1 ampersand, right? And it will detach this one and run the second one. Would this be something you want to do? Yes, exactly. -def keeps it running. Yeah, that's the stuff, friend. It works just well inside supervisor. So I was expecting to be the same thing. So double check. Oh, and it's almost at 9 p.m. I have to close. I really hope we can do this before 9. So how come is this Docker file working with just command cron? It needs something else. No. Live container approach. Nope, that would not do the deal. It's Docker bringing the container up. It's Docker bringing the container up, and as it runs web server, root will also run this. Docker file is running as root, right? Not, yeah. So it should be able. Alpine latest. Script. What is Docker run ostcron? Ah, he is putting the cron from the host machine running a command. Yeah, but that's not what we want to do. I mean, it could also work, right? Using cron within your containers. Yeah, that's what we want to do. So, cat cron tab, root as this user root, run bash that script. Yeah, seems okay. That's what we're doing. Cron -f, that's what we're doing. Nope. So evil. Wait a second, you are doing the cron -f inside the sh, right? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. From what I recall, there might be a few situations where the foreground is not kept as it is running an external script. What if you do cron -f directly in the Docker Compose just for debug? Yeah, why not? So I would have to run not in command but in entry point. So I will override the start command thing and we'll do it here, -f, right? We would override the thing in Docker file and it will run cron -f. Okay, that just might work. So gak, yeah, we're already debugging cron. Push. Let's exit this. Let's hit pull. We just changed Docker Compose, so we don't need to rebuild. Let's just bring up the thing again. Up -d. Okay. Let's hope it worked. Whoop. Exit this session. I want a Docker PS. Yeah, it worked, Evil. Thanks, man. Nice. Where is the cron? I mean, yeah, cron -f up 7 seconds. So Docker PS is running. 21 seconds, 23. Yes, I didn't know this. I haven't set it up, so yeah, cool. So it was not running in foreground when running inside bash. That's curious. Well, but it works for me. Perfect. So let's remove cron from the bash. Even fpm. We can... No. Yeah, worker I will leave here because people might want to put more workers and this will be just fine. And yeah, I'll leave the details about versions and all this stuff here. Just cron -f. We are... let's keep it here as it is. So it was commenting, probably was the script signal that was not being forwarded. Don't recall the term. Oh, that makes sense. But probably it was starting another shell, so it didn't redirect the signal. Well, that makes sense. I don't know to confirm or not. I don't know that so well. There is a way to redirect it when calling the script, but don't recall it at this time. Makes sense. Yeah, I've seen some crazy Docker images not using supervisor but something else to just one bash file running lots of stuff. Yeah, from Heroku build packs. Yeah, thank you so much, Ivo. We are complete and on time, 30 seconds before 9 p.m. in Portugal. So yeah, there you go. Docker PS in the server, all services are up, and we have lots of stuff. Let's bring back again the scale, so the scaled service. So I don't recall if there's a scale in Docker Compose possibility. So inspire worker scale. No, I don't think so. Let's just double check. Docker Compose scale. Where's that? So there's Carty, Docker Compose scale. Yeah, it's via CLI or via file. Is there a possibility? Replicas, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, service 1.5, service 2.6. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. I don't see any other way other than I do believe this exec command helps in that. Which exec command, Ivo? Yeah, I don't see a way to do it in a compose file. We have to Docker Compose scale service name equals numbers of instance. But I think this was moved inside the other. So if I were to Docker Compose scale already, I think it was removed or not. Docker Compose scale. Yep, I think it's outside. Docker Compose scale inspire worker equals 5. No. Yeah, unknown Docker command compose scale. Yeah, what we do is when we bring it up, we bring, what is that? Okay, inspire worker 5, scale of inspire worker is 5. We want to detach and we want to remove orphans. So yeah, let's finish with that. So Ivo sent a link. Yeah, you can send on Discord if you want. I'm not seeing it on YouTube chat. You can call whatever command you need to call in your Docker file with the exec command before. Oh yeah, I think you mean Docker Compose exec and command, right? Running cron in Docker. Okay. What is cron? Running in foreground. So putting it all together. So I think this guy's running a container with name cron and variable and whatnot, but is running from the host system here, right? Look for an exec in that page. Okay. One exec cron minus f. Ah, exec in bash, under bash. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. I would prefer to make them tidy under the compose start container thing. Yeah, so exec cron minus f. So we'll change that, and we'll bring back the command cron. Right, let's bring it back up. Debugging cron, git push, git pull. Let's bring back again with Sky with 5 workers. Amazing. Recreate cron. Let's see if it stands running. Docker ps. Okay, cron is the top one, up less than a second. Whoa, restarting again. Yeah, it's restarting again. So, no luck. Yeah, it was a nice try, Ivo. But what are they saying here? Yeah, I'm not sure why it doesn't work. This tutorial is also using different instructions per disto, but cron is cron. Bash is bash, right? Yeah. I guess we'll revert the thing and call it a day. Of course, you can explore that later. Yeah. No luck, but we tried, huh? So let's bring cron minus f, we'll delete, remove it, and here let's bring it back to entry point cron dash f, and let's just call it a day. Debugging cron, git push, git pull, and let's bring it back up. Inspire worker 5, we have 5 workers and everything is up. We have 4 seconds of cron, so just to be sure, let's bring that up again. Whoop, Docker ps, and sure enough, it kept running. Okay, Ivo, it was a nice thing. We got it working. Not exactly under a bash file, but yeah, who cares, right? It's just a tiny detail. Of course, it would be preferable, but yeah, no issue at all. So right now, let's close this session. Let's just recap. We now have this setup in place. We have a Laravel application under the green stuff. The green rectangle, we have container, 1 for FPM, 1 for Nginx, 5 for the worker, and 1 for cron. All these under one VPS and served through Traffic. So maintaining SSL for the web requests, for the WebSocket requests, and Redis is running in the private network as also as MySQL. This is recommended to run in a different server through a private network, but in this example we're running it, just a moment, we are running this container in the same VPS, but it would be advisable to put in a different server and detached, of course, from outside world. We could go in with a jump server, but that's a story for another day. We have completed the mission. Thank you so much, Ivo. If it wasn't for you, I would have quit before. And yeah, this is amazing. Thank you. And yeah, do you want to say anything before we leave? I guess we can. Yeah, we have just called it a day. That's perfect. what about next steps while I wait? Oh, he's saying all good, good stream. Thank you, man. I hope speaking to you soon. And for everyone else, hope to see another one soon. Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you. We'll speak soon. Next, oh, we have done this today. Docker production with one container per service. So next time we'll be deploying with Laravel Forge and Docker. So it's gonna be an easy one. I already have the blog post for that. Deploy applications within Laravel Forge. So here it is. We'll be using this last production setup, just following these steps. It will be pretty simple and quick, hopefully. Then I'll also want to explore one tool, deploy with Coolify. It's an open source tool to deploy stuff with Docker. Is more it has just recent I spoke with Andras, the author, and not sure if just right because of that or not, but sure thing, in a few days there was Docker Compose support. It's more focused essentially on node applications, not service by service, but yeah, we'll see this. But now it supports Docker Compose. It's pretty cool, so let's see what comes from there. So maybe Ivo, can we start thinking about something with drone.io? Why not? Let's make a collab if you are still up to it. And of course, I want to keep this as a surprise, but there's plenty more content to do with Docker and all the services that we can, services and pre-made, pre-built images and lots of stuff we can do, and amazing content coming on. I hope you will enjoy it. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you so much once again. Hope to see you soon also. Okay, one more chat. The delay in YouTube is, it's so long. That seems good. Need to research it again, but sure thing. Well, yeah, okay. If not drone, something else. Let's just do stuff, right? If you want to explore something new for you, we can also do other stuff. But I find it curious to work with drone. Yeah. Cool, guys. So thank you so much, Ivo. Everyone at home also watching. People who came, people who are watching after the recording. Thank you so much. See you soon. And as always, happy coding. Ciao.